I'm Jackie Whynot. I was born here in Mahone Bay a few years ago, and I've lived here most of my life. I've been in this house for 51 years. I have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. When I first started out in school, worked at Sneer's jewelry store, shoe and jewelry store next to the post office, which is now Eli's. And then I got a full-time job at Lonus's Meat Market, which was across from the town hall. And then I got married, stayed home and had a family. My family had grown up, and then I went to work for the teaser, and I worked there for 30-some years. I still go and help out at Scarecrow Festival and the Father Christmas. I got to know a lot of people by working in the public. I went to the Mahone Bay School. There was always a little joke when we had a school bell, and when the school bell would ring, I could be home, and I would run down through the pasture, and I would get to school before the bell stopped. It was just a path, and it's all grown up there, but I took my grandchildren back one day and walked down through and showed them which way I went to school, and they said, "Nan." But I said there weren't that many trees then. Growing up here, we had a movie theater on Main Street. We went to a lot of movies. I think it was something like 25 cents to go to see a movie. And then the Slomwaits was a barber shop next to the theater, and he had a little restaurant. And then after the movie, we'd go in and have ice cream and things like that. We spent more time outdoors than children do today. We walked a lot. One of my favorite memories is the skating rink, which was back behind the Legion Hall. There was a rink, we had music and lights. The building was called the Shack, but it was divided. The girls were on one side and the boys were on the other. And we would skate, and I loved to skate. Then the harbor would freeze over, and we would skate there, and I remember I skated to Indian Point before and down to Mater's Cove. But it was a different era altogether. Things happening in town, yes. When I lived down on Main Street, there was a fire across the street at the mill. My bedroom was facing the harbor, and when I woke up, the reflection of the fire was in my mirror in my bedroom. But before that, the industrial shipping was down on Main Street, and they had a fire, and we had to evacuate, and we had to move uptown to relatives. So that was 2 fires that I remember. And then we had floods by the drugstore, I remember that. So there's a lot of changes there. And then the pewter shops and the pottery, those all came. And that made such a big difference in Mahone Bay when those shops started up. The teaser, and it was all a young group of people, and it made quite a difference in the town. And other little things like the icebreakers coming in to break up the ice. I mean, you tell that to my grandchildren and say, well, where did the ice come from? It was so different than what it is now. Where I live, I have a lot of friends. I play bridge quite often. We have bridge groups. And the center, if you want to be busy, you could be busy. And someone said from the city, what do you do in Mahone Bay? And I said, do come down someday and follow me, and I can tell you what I do. I say I'm happy to live here, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.